People are starting to talk about it. I did a radio hit last week where I was asked about it. I'm like, okay, we're doing a little, early trade talk here. So the up for debate this week was just people's takes on, do you want the Wild to make a move or not? So the options were, should they make a move? Yes, no, or I don't really care. I'm happy either way. And there were some good takes on our Twitter for that. My take was that I am very pro, let a team finish out what they started. Like, that's kind of my mentality, at least when things are going well. And it's just kind of a different take on, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think the Minnesota Wild team that we're looking at right now, every guy on that roster has in some way, shape, or form helped this team be what it is at the midway point of the season. And are there still things the Wild could improve on? Like, do we have a top line center yet? No. I mean, Ryan Hartman's been great, but he's not a superstar, true superstar in the NHL. And you could argue that the goaltending could be better. Jesse and I've been arguing about it for the entire season.
I don't know.
You could argue you want a little bit better depth defensively. I mean, there's things that we could still be missing that maybe would make us, I mean, right now the Wild have the best odds to win the Stanley Cup, 11.2%. But there's still holes I think that could be improved upon. Now, does that mean that the Wild should go try to fix those holes? Because some of the things the Wild need, they would have to give up quite a bit for. And I am not comfortable giving up some of those big pieces right now to go get some of the other things they maybe need, because I think this team has done a fantastic job of getting themselves in a good position at the midway point of the season. And I think that Bill Guerin and company owe it to this team to let them finish out the job. Let them get you through the season. Let them do what they've continued to do. And if they keep up this pace they're at, they could very well win the Central Division. They very well could get home ice advantage for, the first round of the playoff series. So I do think that I'm comfortable with them not making a trade. But like a good GM, I'm always listening for a better offer. So if something's out there, I wouldn't be opposed. But right now I'm in the no trade category. Jesse, how about you?
Okay. So I want to say make a trade, but I'm not like adamant on it, right? Like, I'm very open to making a trade because of this. I think there maybe are just minor tweaks. Like, I think Bill Guerin right now is looking at this team and saying, hey, we could actually do this. And not to say that he doesn't think that he could do it with the team, but I think there are always little holes that you could tweak. And also knowing you have a little bit more cap space before that recapture comes into play next year, right? You definitely could get stronger up the middle. And I mean, you're going to have to do something with guys in the off season anyway. So if the value's there, I mean, I hate to say it, I know everyone's trying to crunch numbers, figure out how do you keep a Kevin Fiala, but if the value's there right now and you have extra money, I mean, so I would say make a trade. I predicted on another radio show that possibly Kaapo Kähkönen is traded, because to me, again, that's the whole, I think that could be improved the most. The one area that I'm most concerned about going into the playoffs is the goaltending situation. So if you could improve there, even just, and I think a rental is fine for this year. If you really think, I mean, it's that window, I think, go for it. Billy G is talking about it. I mean, we had asked him the other day after the Jordan Greenway extension, have you had discussions with others? And he said, no, not right now, which means there are plenty of guys that are kind of sitting there teetering on what they're going to do. So, I mean, I think you're not going to be active. It's not a year that Minnesota needs to just go balls to the wall. But definitely I wouldn't be surprised if a piece or two is moved in order to really increase that 11.2% chance for Minnesota. The tough thing is, though, you do that and you mess with the chemistry that is currently helping lead.
And that's kind of my point. I think when you look at trade potential, the three names that have been floated around for the Minnesota Wild this year have been Kevin Fiala, just because he's playing for a contract. So, and he's obviously talented. So that could be used as trade bait. Jordan Greenway, who now just recently signed a contract, so take him off the list, and then Kaapo Kähkönen. So really, I think the two pieces you're looking at that could be used, at least like big name pieces. Obviously you've always got, some of the guys, picks and all that you could throw in there. But the two big pieces I think we're looking at right now are Kevin Fiala and Kaapo Kähkönen. And Matt
Dumba.
And Matt Dumba. That's a good point. So I think if you throw those three out there, the question is, are you willing to risk the current chemistry and success of the team for potentially something a little bit greater? And I know I don't have to bring up the Martin Hansel and Ryan White trade pre-trade deadline from whatever many years ago that completely sent the Wild, down the wrong path. I think that's why I'm a little scared, but good to know. Jesse's potential pro trade. I'm pro no trade. So that's where we sit.
Fred?
Yeah, Fred, give us your take.
Hot take from Fred.
I don't think you can trade Capo. Because
I
go
back on
think,
mute.
I think
Still
Cam Talbot's window is closing on being an elite goalie while Capo's is about to open. So it's like, do you really, if you're thinking about like,
so
I don't think
Cam.
this team, I would be okay with trading Cam. Yeah.
Oh, okay. T.
I would be okay in taking Capo because
first.
I just feel like you're not going to get an elite center that you really need in a simple trade with a goalie. So why not get the guy that's on the decline and keep the guy that's on the rise?
Because you got the value, man. The value.
Yeah. See, this is why I love throwing Fred on the hot seat.
Yeah, he
Marc-Andre Fleury. The Wild have literally chased him out of the net 2 out of 3
because
games
the team in front of him sucks. The team in front of him is garbage.
No,
I would rather have Capo as number 1, have like an okay goalie in the backup, and trade Cam for somebody who can help with forwards and
so you think Capo is number 1 ready right now? Then is what you're saying?
I do.
Okay. I don't know if I feel that way.
I think his window is opening, and he's proving it with the injuries from Cam.
I agree his window is opening. I just don't know if like within the next month is a time for me to be like, all right, you're the number 1 guy. I wouldn't be opposed. I think he has potential, but I'm not like 100%.
And you're going to go into Colorado and get lit up by 8 goals. And you're going to follow it up with the St. Louis.
The Colorado Avalanche are going to go all Montreal Canadiens on us and it's going to be ugly. Yeah. Okay. Well, good take, Fred. I love throwing Fred on the hot seat. You always get something good.